talented teachers, welcome to Creative Ideas for Teaching English. Before we start our video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notified about any new topic or video that we post. Today's topic is of great importance, especially for novice teachers, which is what do we do when we start our first day at school? So welcome back to school, talented teachers. When we speak about school on the first day, we have to mention the first contact with our learners. What should we do when we first meet our learners inside the classroom? Of course, I know that you have plenty of questions and you are eager to have some answers to these questions. So if you want to know more about this topic, stick around. So when we come to the first contact with learners, there are three main, let's say, corners that we should shed some light over them. The first one is what's to be done during the session. This session, what should a teacher do during this first meeting with teacher and learner? There are several things we're going to talk about in the coming minutes. The second one is what are the advantages of this session? Are there advantages? What could the teacher gain from this session? Third, I'm going to show you some innovative strategies to be used during this first meeting. So if you're interested to know about all these, stick around. So, what's to be done during this session? The first thing is getting to know each other. When I talk about this, here the teacher is going to introduce himself, at least giving his name to his learners, and he may ask the learners to introduce themselves as well, even just telling him about their first and last names, because the session is just 1 hour and it's not that long to go into details. When we talk about details, at the end I will show you how to talk about the details. Now, when the teacher introduces himself to his learners, he is preventing them from giving him some nicknames. So he is breaking the ice between him and his learners. Why? Because he's going to create a kind of family atmosphere inside his own classroom. But we should not overcome the safety distance between the teacher and his learners, because once we break this safety distance, things are going to go out of control and we will live in chaos. So it's important to have, yes, we have a family atmosphere, yet with limits to respect. Next, we should speak about the school supplies. What should learners have so that they can write and do their homeworks? Recently, as you can see, the ministry have, let's say, provided us with a guide of 64 pages, maybe 4 copybooks, things like that. I'm not really remembering yet. Personally, you know that we should stick to what they say. So I ask learners to bring these copybooks, but for the ones whose parents are able to get them, for example, 288 pages, they can get that kind of copybooks. If they do not, they can get the 64 pages. Of course, you can unify the color as well. Based on my personal experience, I prefer my learners to have just one copybook, which is 288 pages. I use it for lessons, I use it for the correction of exams and tests, and I use it for the TS or the tutorial sessions, and I use it as a notebook as well. So how do I divide it? I use the largest part for lessons, then another part for tutorial sessions, a smaller one for the correction of tests and exams, and at the back of the copybook, or the last part of the copybook, I call it my dictionary, and I ask learners to write using anything they like. For example, they draw, they use Arabic, French, wherever. It is their personal dictionary, so they write the words the way they want them to be organized there. This is concerning the school supplies, of course. I'm not going to talk about the pens, etc. It's none of my business because learners know what they should buy. Of course, here I can speak about the book. Generally, I don't rely on the book that much. Yeah, we have to ask learners for the book as well. Then we have to list some school rules. We'll create a calm atmosphere for teaching. How are we going to do this? We will tackle that later on. Now we speak about the advantages of this session. The first thing we may say that it's the first pillar for building a strong and secure teaching atmosphere. If we start this session the right way, we are going to guarantee, with God's will of course, a peaceful school year. Why? You know that learners are not stupid. They are really smart and they start the analysis right from the beginning. They look at the teacher. How does he talk? How does he act? What does he do? And then they put an idea about this teacher, whether he is, let's say, an easygoing teacher, or he is a severe one, or whatever. So it depends on you as a teacher to have a good picture in your learners' minds so that they won't be troublemakers. Second, the best start for the whole year journey after setting the rules the right way. We said we should set rules at the beginning so that learners know their duties and know about their rights right from the beginning. There is no other way around. Next, I may say that it's an enchanting learners with a potion of love and care right from the beginning. Why? In order to get them engaged. Now we're going to talk about the strategies we may use inside the classroom during this first session. Of course, games are the heart of the whole teaching learning process. And this leads me to talk about my strategy. It's my own strategy, which is the school rules box. It's very interesting. I have made a box, handmade box. I'm gonna leave the link in the eye above you. You can click, you will find the box. You may call it school rules box or speakers box. Anyway, it is, let's say, a colorful box. You will design cards that represent school rules. You put them inside. Once you put them inside, you're gonna play a game. You know that learners love games, especially games with objectives behind, of course, not any kind of games. Once we set the cards, we choose several learners. We ask them to put their hands inside the box. They choose a card, they look at it, then they stick to the word, then they mime. And learners try to guess what kind or what is the school rule that this pupil is talking about. We're going to have a very vivid atmosphere, and I'm quite sure that learners will remember and they will be engaged and amused, and once they get out of this lesson or session, they will talk a lot about it and they will expect and try to predict what's going to be next in the coming sessions, and that's what we are looking for. Next, as I said before or earlier, I said that at the beginning you just ask them to give you some name, family name. Now we're going to provide learners with a get to know you worksheet. We need to go into details. We need to know a lot about their lives. This is of crucial importance. Why? Because many learners are living certain situations which are prohibiting them from learning, and it may lead them to be troublemakers. Here, it's the role of the teacher to try to understand their situations. Some learners are orphans, others, let's say, they have divorced parents, others are very poor, and others, I don't know, they suffer from, let's say, diseases and let's say health problems. So we should know all about their problems in order to try to help them. I know that English teachers are teaching sometimes 200 pupils, and it's very hard to remember all of them. I'm quite sure about that. So when you design these worksheets, ask your learners to stick their photos on this worksheet in order to help you remember them, especially for teachers who have got weak memories like mine. I remember certain pupils, but not all of them. We try our best to help the majority of them. I know that's very difficult to do so, but we try to help the maximum. In the next, I'm going to show you how to design a simple worksheet. Of course, I'm going to show you my worksheet, and I'm going to show you just a simple sample. You can design better, you can use more information, the information that will help you as a teacher. Each teacher has got certain information that he wants to know about his learners, but I focus on the family status and the health problems. These are the most important parts that the teacher should focus on. Well, this is a picture from my speaker's box. It's handmade. I've used, let's say, shoes box, and I have designed it with cutters, and I've used baby's milk container. As you can see, you can design the way you want, and of course you have to design the cards. These cards are not meant for school rules, but you can design cards that are meant for. So now I'm gonna leave you with a tutorial on how to make a simple get to know you worksheet. It's just a sample, as I said. It's not professional. I am just giving you headlines, and of course each teacher inserts the information he needs the most. Thank you so much for watching, and I thank you so much for your support. See you in another video.